A beautiful day in paradise has shown up. Look at here. Look at here. It's been howling wind out of the north and then out of the south, and we've had a wildfire here in the Florida Keys that has impacted the Keys greatly, as it's the umbilical cord from the mainland to the Florida Keys, the upper Keys, and everything there further south all the way to Key West. And we've had people that have not been able to leave here, and they've not been able to come down. The state of Florida and the National Guard and the emergency crews have been up on what they refer to as a stretch relative to this wildfire that started a week ago Thursday. So nothing like the California stuff, but it still has a major impact. We have had no supplies be able to get down, and people couldn't leave if they had airplane flights and stuff. It's been quite a deal, but it just laid down here within the last maybe hour or so. So anyway, I've been busy changing out some things on my guitar like I love to do, and I had a neat question from Brother Mojo, which he's been part of the family here on YouTube for me for quite a while, and he asked me to explain how I go about learning a song there. And I just posted the video number 200, and listen, thank you all for spending your time with me. Anybody who does that, I'm very, very grateful. There's a lot of incredible things to watch on YouTube, a lot of incredible musicians, and I just think we all have a lot to learn and offer. So thank you for spending your time with me. Brother Mojo, I'm gonna show you how I get familiarized with a song that I'm not overly familiar with. Now, this is not a song that it's a song I've never played but one time live. We've heard the song 1,000 trillion times, and appropriately, it's called Listen to the Music by the Doobie Brothers, and it's the kind of the theme of how I wrap around my mind on coming up with learning a song and, being able to wrap my mind around the music. So keep in mind, there's no benefit for me as an entertainer down here in the Florida Keys to learn things by the book, okay? And the reason is simple. First of all, I'm typically a solo act, and yes, I do play with the Coconut Cowboys, and I perform here as the Coconut Cowboy. When I do the band stuff, I'll get several guys and we'll play as the Coconut Cowboys. You can go back to episode 199, and there's a pretty good example of Rambling Man. We played there a few weeks ago for my wife's birthday as the Coconut Cowboys. It's a band that evolves who's ever available. But when I play, which I've got well over 1,000 shows here in the Florida Keys in the 9 years that I've been performing here, I play as the Coconut Cowboy and I loop. Now, I don't have the loop pedal up for this particular example, but I wanted to answer Brother Mojo's question of, would you demonstrate how you learn a song that you're not familiar with? And this would be a really good example. Now, we're all familiar with that Doobie Brothers song, Listen to the Music. And I've never sat down to come up with something, but if you listen to the music, there's the key for me. I've got to listen to the music, and if I can hear the melody and something that's catchy in the melody, those riffs, that's what I start wrapping my musical mind around. The last thing that I do is the lyrics, because here's the deal. You nor nobody else knows all the lyrics to every song, and neither do I. So I've got to get the essence. The essence 99.99% of the time is the music playing. So on that song, and this is in direct relationship to the episode number 200 when I did the Bad Company song, which was just me playing on the Martin Green spec there. Just getting comfortable with something, a variation that is close and relatable and identifiable. Obviously, as an entertainer, I need the people to go, oh yeah, that's the Doobie Brothers songs. I don't want to get done with my effort and they go, what the heck was that? It's okay to do that. Don't get me wrong. If you get some Frankenstein version of something, and I surely have them on several songs, And we're not playing by the book, and or we're not following the bouncing ball, and we're not doing the exact, but the essence. I mentioned that a few episodes is what I'm looking for songs. So with that said, that Doobie Brothers song, this would be a great example, Brother Mojo, and anybody else who's finding this of interest, and thank you for coming along with me. That if you remember, it's got this intro or this groove that is based around this kind of. And what's really cool is in the key of E, you can get these cool ringing. And if you're looping, that really does well because it makes the sound fuller. And that's a big key for me, Brother Mojo, about trying to make a loop that in that one pass, aside from the rhythm that I would make, that the melodic pass that I take in the rhythm pass to the percussive pass that I'm doing at the same time, that I get as much of a full sound without just hammering away all the time. So I look for all these open areas and any kind of chords that have any resonance to them that I can get just a moment of something different in the ears, like those kind of chords. They go open. These are just variations of an A chord, or excuse me, a B7 or B chord. A. Here's several variations of that A. As opposed to just, which is nothing wrong. So the typical thing would be for somebody to possibly play it by a chord structure. That would be the 1 and the 4 being and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, right off the bat, I would do something that would go something like this. Letting that big open E ring. And the words go something like this. Down to a 6 minor. Then here's ready 5 with that open S4. Let the music. Six minor, big open E5. Let the music play. 6 minor, listen to the 4 chord. Listen to a different 4 chord. 6 minor, listen to a 4 chord. 2 chord of mine. And then repeat. And as you can hear, there's some really cool sustaining stuff, and in one rhythm pass of the guitar that I've already established to the percussive pass that I would have gone. I would have recorded that already, and then on top of that, I would have layered on the first pass. And within a cycle of the song, I would have had a loop. Now, keep in mind the restrictions of the loop are simple. You got what you got when you loop. So if there's little differences from a verse to another verse, you got the loop. And once you're playing to the loop's not going to change. That is one thing that you have to get through your head when you're doing this kind of thing, because there's a lot of songs that maybe the second verse isn't exactly as the first verse. But yeah, when you do it a lot, you'll just not be concerned about exactness, and once again, the ever critical word, essence. So, and there's a part in that Doobie Brothers song, which is, this would be a verse. Then the chorus would be, whoa, whoa, listen to the what's the word? 2-chord. And just by having those nice longer strums as opposed to, you're breaking it up. So to answer your question, Brother Mojo, whenever I'm learning a song that I'm not familiar with, I try to get the essence of the melody and try to figure out how I can play it one time when I create the loop. And that way it's a big sound, or at least a bigger sound. I'll tell you what, we're gonna hook this pedal up if I can. I should have already had this done. I apologize. So give me 1 second and we'll see if we can really get a demonstration of this to what we need to do here. And I think we might be able to quicker than you might think. And there we go. There, we're in the ball game. Let me see if we have, yeah, I think we're back in it. Okay. Okay, so the looper pedal's up, and this is what I would have done. I'd have said something like, hey folks, how many Doobie Brother fans will get out there? Oh, I hope you're ready to listen to the music. And I'd go on. Oh man, then I might even go get a little flanger, or a phaser rather, and then I would. That's even the words. Big open let the music. Then I would probably play a solo, something like that. And this is a great song to give you this example because there is a bridge part. Now, I'm a little bit handicapped because I'm using a looper pedal here. This is that Sharon looper pedal. And although it's a really cool looper pedal, and I'll show it to you, I have found that it has its limitations. Now, my setup that I normally use, it's basically 2 pedals, but the one thing that I've not been able to figure out is how to stop one pedal and let the other pedal that I looped on play. So what I normally have are 2 bars RC1s, and the way that I have them set up is that the percussion is captured on the first pedal, and then that whole rhythm pass on pedal number 2. But then I can stop pedal number 2 and have engaged pedal number 1 to keep that rhythm going, which in this case I can erase that really quick and then have that. But I had to erase the pedal one side to do it. So anyway, to all that to say, this song has a bridge, and it goes, let's pretend we're coming out of the solo. All the music all the time. might stop the pedal. I think it goes like this. There's my beautiful bride. Hello, Luby. Are you listening to the music? You like the Doobie Brothers?
I do.
Oh, great. Oh, 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 and kick it to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Clearer, I hope. Anyway, Brother Mojo, this was specifically for you, but anybody else that might have benefited from it. You asked me how I wrap my mind around any song that I'm either not familiar with or that I'm trying to learn. For me, it's the melody. If I can't get the melody and then after that get the rhythm, I don't have anything. I don't have a sense of the song, so to speak. Therefore, I can't capture the essence. And there, every once in a while, I have a couple songs. I've had them in the past year, great tunes, and I just can't wrap that melody. And listen, it's not the song's fault. It's me. And I've got a couple songs that I've had some people ask me to play, and they're not overly difficult songs. I simply just don't hear them. And thank goodness I'm not asked for them all the time. But, that's the challenge. And, once again, I'll leave you with this. Whatever inspires you to pick up your instrument and have fun, that's what it is. That's what it's all about, right? So there was a gentleman here that just recently left a comment, and he is in an Eagles tribute band. And I told him, man, kudos to you because, first of all, man, the Eagles, that's Mount Everest music that everybody knows. And if you're the guitar player in the Eagles, man, it's taken Vince Gill. It took Vince Gill to replace the Glenn Fry, So can you imagine if you're in that type of musical demanding exactness each and every time? I believe the gentleman plays maybe once a month wherever he's located, and he's got a following, and he's the guitar player. And I applaud that. I really do. I've done it before, many, many, many times. I played for a lot of country music legends that you had to play their history exact or close to it. They weren't modernizing their sounds all these years later. Porter Wagner, little Jimmy Dickens, whoever it might be. They were true to form, who they were and what made them famous. So for me, where I'm at in this stage as an entertainer, and if I'm the person out front, well, then I want to do it the way that I want to do it. Now, if I need to be a spoke in the wheel for somebody, then I have no problem trying to do exactly what they need. It's relative to the job that's required of you. So, as the Coconut Cowboy, that's how I do it. That's how I do it, Mojo. I find something that I can wrap my mind and my musical effort around the melody, and then, of course, the rhythm. And then find it under your hands. And a big tip as we leave it here, aside from being inspired by what you're doing, a big tip is find the key that works for you. Just because a song is in, whatever original key, if it doesn't fit you, move away from it and go find what does. There's a lot of guitar players, and I've heard several famous ones, and I won't mention their name because, listen, they won't play the song or think every song should be played in the original key. Well, let me give you a couple hints. Come sing for 4 hours, from everything from Jimmy Rogers to Metallica, and try to sing AC/DC or Guns N' Roses when you're 3.5 hours into it. It can't be done. Not by me anyway, and I don't have that kind of voice anyway, so I always got to do some Frankenstein version. And I tune down a half step, so already we're out of the ballgame. Even if I'm playing the chord structure in the same position, we're out of the ball game already if you're going to try to be exact to a key. Don't do it. There's just some people have different voices. I sing some Bryan Adams songs. He's a person that's difficult to stay in his range, even if you can even get there. John Fogerty. And even to this day, his voice is in a certain place. But people want to hear those songs, so the answer is going to be yes as an entertainer. I'm going to find out what I need to do to make it a yes. And then it will become my interpretation of it to provide it. And if I had a last tip, there's been several musicians I've walked to the front door off the stage that have told me this is not how we're playing a song. And that doesn't fly with me. I've carted several drummers off of the stage over the course of lives. We all have our stories, so please, this is not me being a tough guy telling you. I'm just sharing you my beautiful bride who walked by. Witnessed several of them and during shows, stopping the show, telling the folks, look, folks, you can say goodbye to the drummer because he's done played our last song with us. And because the drummer's on the stage telling me this is how we're going to play my interpretation of the song. Well, that doesn't go like that. Listen, and I'm not trying to do anything with the music that I provide for people other than to provide a tool of entertainment. So if I was in a cover band and needing to do it, then that's different when it comes to exactness. But when it comes to having fun, do what you can do to make sure you do it. And that's how I would do a new song. So listen, hope you enjoyed that. And thanks for watching this for a little bit. God bless you, beautiful folks.